Hello everyone, this is Altar, and this segment is here to let you know that after about a year of producing content for Offworld Trading Company, Mohawk Games contracted me out to do some QA consulting work for them. This video was made during the time that contract was active. Thank you for listening, please enjoy the video. Hello everyone, this is Altar, and welcome back to Offworld Trading Company. As we said before, today we are going to be doing the Managing Expectations tutorial, practice game, nonsense, whatever you want to call it. Look guys, we're playing on Manager against AI. Hopefully it's going to go okay, no guarantees. Let's see, pro tips. You have the choice to found a business using any corporation's HQ you like. Having options is great, but with decisions there are consequences. The Manager difficulty level is the default for the AI and multiplayer matches you'll be playing. So this is a good test of your abilities. So guys, if we want to play some multiplayer, we should probably beat this practice game first. Why don't we hop into it, see if we can get it done. Okay, I have not looked at this map before, once again, so no guarantees that where I end up is going to be the perfect location, but I'll try and point out anything else that I like that I happen to see. Man, worst voices ever. Worst voices that have ever existed in any video game. I'm just going to keep saying that. I really liked the old ones. Okay, so we've got silicon over here, and a little water, but not a lot of water. Resources are ending up...
Ooh, a geothermal vent. This will be useful.
That's the first time I've heard that voice. I think I died a little inside. Let's keep going. Let's keep scanning. Let's keep looking around. We found a couple of different iron locations we can use. This one's kind of better, but now we've got two spots that are going to work, so don't need to worry about that too much. We should also probably see if there's like decent carbon out this direction, because there's aluminum up here too, and this could end up being pretty decent territory, but only if there's actually like acceptable carbon anywhere. So water, aluminum. Everybody else is founded now, so we should probably do that before long. It's just I haven't really found territory that I'm super excited about ever this game. Stupid scanning phase. I'm just gonna actually check in this silicon, make sure there's nothing interesting in here. So silicon, aluminum. That's about it. There's no iron off in that direction, so we might just cop out and run. All of our good aluminum's already been taken. Like, we could try. Maybe I'll just do something dumb. Maybe I'll just run scavenger, because I think I can get away with it. So what we can do is do something like found scavenger over here, because we've got bad carbon, but then we've got good water, silicon, aluminum, like stuff we can work with throughout the rest of the game from here, frankly. Question is, how much do we want to take in at the start? And I think it's actually worthwhile to found back here. Get all this aluminum. We're going to go ahead and pause. Upgrade. That's why we took in all that aluminum, so we'd be able to upgrade instantly. Now suddenly we have a bunch of claims, so we're already HQ2. And our primary concern going forward is the fact that our carbon is going to be straight garbage. No doubt about that whatsoever. So, let's see. No random prices or anything. Unfortunately, it's machine shops at the colony, which are kind of hard to abuse early in the game to make money from, which kind of says maybe we shouldn't have gone scavenger. If I were actually going to play this map out, I'd probably honestly take the robotic location, the one that he took. Just take this iron. You could maybe like take the aluminum over here, something like that. You can just take the aluminum right here, but take this iron, take some aluminum. You've got dry ice and silicon not far away. No good source of water, but that's kind of okay against AI. And you're probably going to be all right going forward. Instead, though, we'll work with what we did. I think we'll just take some food so that we're going to have some money coming in. So we've got our water established. Now we just need to wait on the food.
Our robotics HQ has been upgraded.
Yep. Now, another thing that we are going to have potentially is very quick access to that black market. I doubt we'll be able to use that effectively right away. But obviously, once we've got some cash actually flowing, it should go reasonably well for us. Oh, they're keeping up. What are we going to do? Besides just sell down a boatload of aluminum the moment we can build a farm with it, which is about now. Let's get those farms started. I know we're kind of killing the aluminum price, but I really want to get these farms up because you can see food's already rising. There is one robot, but then there's also a scientist and a scavenger consuming food. And then, of course, we're consuming food 5 habitats down.
HQ has been upgraded.
Food just kind of makes the most sense, in my opinion. Sell down some water there. Now we'll spend the next 2,000, I think, just on a claim very quickly. We get a nice little claim, no problem. And with that, we could potentially just grab some silicon. We could take this geotherm here. Probably not going to actually use the geotherm just yet. Got to make sure to auto-sell that food. We'll auto-sell water as it comes in, too. Everybody's pulling in some water, it looks like. Or at least, yeah, a couple of people pulling in some water. So we'll just sell that down as it's coming in. We'll probably get to HQ3, maybe get some silicon and glass production running. Then we'll worry about getting that geotherm online. Tell you what, we'll take the silicon now. We'll just make sure we get a nice, strong source of it. Robots ahead of us don't really care. Because he's, you know, a robot. It's hard to really care when you're up against a robot about the fact that he's up ahead of you in upgrades, because that's just how it works. We should not be auto-selling carbon anymore. That's been a little bit of a mistake for a while now. So San Marino has actually done us a nice favor and is pulling in even more carbon, which is going to reduce some of the pressure on that market very nicely for us. It's a good thing to see. Do I use the black market? I think I'm actually going to pass up on it for now. I really want to get to this upgrade, so we'll sell down some aluminum, take the upgrade. That lets us pretty easily go ahead and, let's see, are there more geotherms? There are. We'll grab one of these. Then we're going to get this glass online fast as we can. Just a couple of glass. That's all we need. Might finish up this triangle of farms at some point. Just something to pay attention to. Then we want to get these geotherms online. That's kind of our next goal. You can see that carbon's being a bit of a pain. And, oh, this could work. We're just going to drop pirates right here. Try and pick up carbon. We might get some oxygen too, but that's okay. Not a problem.
New land is available for auction.
So I want to get these geotherms up. This is kind of my next goal. Geotherms are really, really expensive for me, but I think we'll be able to work with it. High silicon tile auction. I think I'll just let this one go. My debt's not too bad, but I don't really care about this auction, and maybe there's an important auction coming later that I'm going to want more. So it's okay to let this one go for now. Not a big deal. 14,000 for Rennie. Could be all right. I think that'll be just fine for us. No real reason to sell down carbon right now, considering we're pushing to a geotherm. It's just like tempting. You see carbon at a high price and you want to sell it, right? I think that's understandable. I really do want to get these pair of geotherms up. Unfortunate that the black market doesn't include anything like adrenaline boosts, which would be really nice. But that's okay. We'll just work with what we've got. Silicon is increasing in price right now. I imagine that solar panels coming down. Yeah, you can see a few different people building solar panels and the like. I'm going to grab a goon for our geo, just to be sure that we're going to be okay on that front. Don't want to get power surged by the AI on the geotherm. And I'm also starting to look at maybe I can rotate these guys out of aluminum soon and on into some reactors, for example. I want to get these geotherms online first. That's why I haven't done it just yet. You can see carbon, ridiculously expensive now. Surplus on it, though, that's actually kind of handy. So we'll probably just sell down for the time being. Wait for that surplus to end. Then go ahead and get some stuff built. I'm going to take a black market purchase this time on a claim. Use that for water since I want to get into reactors. Oh, look. Dirty rats trying to break our stuff. What a surprise. Never could have ever seen that coming. Alright, let's get out of these guys. They're doing okay, but I think the reactors will work out better long term. Shortage on glass coming in, so we can maybe stop selling that for the time being. Start stockpiling, and we'll just kind of stockpile from here going forward, I think. Grab another of these. We'll put it on our new geotherm away from us. Who knows? Maybe there'll be a dynamite auction. You never know. You never know. We'll just give it a shot. It's weird playing against AI. I haven't played against AI in a while. And the carbon price is a little annoying. Alright, gotta make sure we're selling down our fuel and our oxygen. Auto sell on that. Gotta pull in that money. We're almost to the upgrade. There it is. We'll take it. Carbon, super expensive again. Shouldn't be any surprise. I'm gonna round out some of our life support production with that upgrade. Selling down aluminum, probably not the best of ideas, but I really wanted the cash so I could put down buildings. Once again, likely wasn't an actual good decision, but hey, that happens. You got out of carbon over here? I hate you. Whatever. Look, I'm putting down pirates again.
Pirates. I hate those filthy bandits.
Filthy bandits. Anyway, I'm probably going to just put down an optimization center because I'm lazy and I want carbon, and that's a really easy way to do it, is just be like, hey,
Claim is available for auction.
alright, office just got added to the colony. That's interesting. I'm trying to decide where's the best location to put this center, because I don't really know which direction this is going to expand out, but I'm just going to plant it over here in kind of the hopes that it's growing this way. Long term. Extra claim we'll bid on. We're willing to pay up to 14 for it. We should be willing to bid more than that. Glass is still going fine. Silicon never got too out of control, thankfully. Good thing we didn't build that full glass triangle. Just want to point that out. We're making great money on life support. Willing to let that claim go because my debt's a little right now. It's not bad, but it's just a little... there's no reason to push it, right? No reason to push it whatsoever. No spies available. Could try to take things away. Anyway, I'm going to beef up our carbon production a bit, and I think what I'd actually really like to do this game is see if I can take carbon scrubbing off the board. Alright, so we got that mutiny. We took another mutiny right away. Stole some oxygen. Got to make sure we're selling that down as we pick it up. Now, I could probably actually start trying to kill someone, I'll be honest. And I'm kind of tempted to. Look at all this cash we're getting from carbon. Look at all this cash we're just pulling in everywhere. Rennie's kind of a problem. So I'm just going to start on that. May not be the best of ideas, but it feels okay. Obviously, I could cancel my research and my patents and such, and I'd have more cash on hand. I don't know if that's absolutely necessary, though, so I'm not doing it. It's actually that simple.
Just disappointed in you.
That's really frustrating. On the bright side, somebody else power surged him immediately. So that works out great for us. Should probably just be auto-selling stuff as it's coming in right now. Optimization center's online. We haven't had to cancel that. If he gets to this 4th stock and looks like he might pick up the 5th, then we might consider canceling something, but I'd really like to keep these active if at all possible. Power surge hurts, but obviously it's only one of our production points. Not all of them. As you can see, our production's all very spread out and nice and just sitting there like, yeah, we're here. We're making money. Can't hit us all at once. Unlike Rennie's production, which he's a scientist, so this is vaguely forgivable, right? And especially because he's a computer and has no idea what he's doing. Oh, Rennie doing us a nice favor buying into Silas there. That's going to be good when we get him bought. Anyway, so all of his production is next to each other. It can get power surged. Our production's all spread out. Very simple, straightforward things happening during this mission. Works out very, very well for us. We're not going to start another patent. We don't want to spend the cash while we're going after the Rennie kill, so we just spent that mutiny on carbon scrubbing. Secured carbon for ourselves for the rest of the game. That's kind of our market. San Marino is in it, technically, but he's relying on his solar condensers to really get it done. It's not working out too well for him, and at this point, it's kind of trash anyway. We're going to finish our kill on Rennie. Just get that done. He was the one we were really concerned about. He was the one doing well in upgrades. He was the one doing well in debt, which somehow we've, killed our debt with life support.
New building is available for
We're going to have to worry about that, but that's not going to stop us from bidding on an optimization center because, frankly, it's an optimization center. Extra claim plus a whole building right there. Very, very nice. I'm sure we can scrape together the cash to manage to use that before too long, but 24,000 might have to let it go. We don't want to drop into that D level of debt. That'll keep us from the black market, and we'd really like the black market, as it turns out. Well, I'm just going to grab this. I'm actually going to put it here, just to make sure nobody gets shenanigan-y about the whole thing. Going to beef up our food production. Then I actually really want to upgrade before next... let's keep auto-selling these things. Not the oxygen. Oxygen we can let do its thing. Water will stop auto-selling too. We're producing well over that. And you can see that price is actually rising now that we stopped auto-selling it. Rennie's really going to do a nice job on that for us. So we upgrade. This pushes us to a B rating because we're worth so much more now. Very, very easily pushes us to that B rating. So we didn't need to pay down debt immediately. We pushed to that B rating instead. We're going to try and keep debt in that basic B rating. Stop selling power. Let's see. We could add some glass pretty easily. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll probably just get into Offworlds because it's a lazy, easy way to finish this. Keeping that B rating for this interest tick. Might even push a little higher if I thought it was feasible. Probably not. But we want that B rating for the interest tick. And we want the B rating for the interest tick because that's a 10% versus 20% interest tick. Very, very, very big difference. We want to make sure that we're getting the good end of that deal. Man, you guys are killing water. I'm going to turn those reactors off. That's awkward. Awkward to say the least. Now, I could go ahead if I wanted to, check out these patents, be like, man, I'm thinking teleportation could be nice. You know, I'm thinking machines could be nice. I'm really thinking machines could be nice. I'll go for some thinking machines, queue it up, then steal the patent lab. That way it begins work immediately. As you can see, that's what we did last time. It's what we did this time. It works out very nicely. Increased our water production is absolutely fantastic. Water, as you can see, ridiculously expensive for whatever reason. I'm going to check Offworld prices and see that oxygen is high. Food is okay. Man, an Offworld actually sounds really, really nice. I'm just going to be aggressive and build it because I can. Sell down a little glass here, get into the goon squad, and then I think we're actually going to go ahead, scrap these. Probably not the best decision considering carbon is ridiculously expensive. I'm just going to grab this just in case Silas gets any fancy ideas. As you can see, neither of them are after me because they're a computer and they really like low stock prices as a computer. Computers love low stock prices. And so we didn't really have to defend ourselves yet because our stock price has been so high. But now that Silas is done buying into Marino, he's unlikely to go for the kill because computers don't do that either because I don't know why they would. You know, killing people. Why on earth would you kill people? I don't know. Anyway, all that said, now we might have to worry about defending ourselves because Silas might go after us just because there's nobody else for him to buy that's still in the game. He could pick up Rennie, but why bother? Also worth pointing out, by the way, we do have Rennie over here. He is HQ 5 now. He is making a ridiculously expensive transition into electronics, and I don't really know how that's going to go for him. But our transition to electronics should be absolutely fantastic. We do have carbon scrubbing, and this is what I'm talking about. See, he wants to kill us. Absolutely wants to kill us, and so we are going to need to sell down and make sure that does not happen. They're both going after us now, which is a bit unfortunate. They shouldn't manage to kill before we can defend ourselves, but with this D rating, it's a little bit uncomfortable to say the least. I'm going to go ahead and actually get another reactor down. Let's see, Offworld Market, let's start a launch. That's the whole point in building it. No point in building it if we're not going to launch something. Do I cancel this? I actually am going to cancel and return this. I'm just going to get into a few labs over here. Labs should be strong for us long term. We're making fuel. We're making all this other great stuff. I really should defend myself. I'm like on the cusp of dying right now, and I keep making ridiculously aggressive decisions. But I think we're going to be okay. So this is why you defend yourself before hitting HQ5, building a stock market, all that other good nonsense. As you can see, neither of them have the cash to get that last little bit of stock right now, so we are going to be okay. We got it done. They even sold out of our stock. There's no way we're going to die anytime soon, but our debt's a little bit concerning considering we just ate a massive interest tick while defending ourselves, upgrading ourselves. We need to worry about that a little bit. Thing is, our opponents are also in ridiculously massive amounts of debt. So we do have the option of ignoring debt, not worrying about lack of access to the black market. Man, that silicon price got ridiculous. Do I take advantage of that? I think I might, especially because it'll help out my electronics production. I'm going to leave that up. No point in getting rid of it while it's still actually making money. Let's start auto-selling power again. And instead of worrying about, well, much of anything else, I think we're just going to go kill our opponents. As you can see, carbon is still insanely expensive. This is why we picked up carbon scrubbing. It's because carbon was likely to stay ridiculously, insanely expensive throughout the duration of this game. With 2 scavengers on the map and not enough carbon to go around, carbon dropped out real fast. I'm assuming San Marino sold some or something. Maybe these working overtime for him. Not a big deal. San Marino's about to die. We only need 244 to finish him off. One thing I do want to point out during this auction, I'm not going to take this because debt, whatever. I do want to point out that San Marino, you can see this time, we're not following that standard rule we've seen in the past where you just take this, move the decimal, multiply by 1,000, so multiply by 10,000, effectively. It costs more than that, and that's because Silas owns so much of San Marino. Silas is increasing the amount we had to pay to acquire San Marino by how much he owned in San Marino. Just something worth paying attention to. Note my debt's stupid high. Do I care? No. My opponent's debt is also very high. I have a much higher stock price. I'm not really worried about black market. I'm ahead this game in a lot of ways. I've got the Offworld market down. I know he doesn't have one because there's no holograms. I know that a bunch of his tiles are effectively useless because they're sitting here as solar panels. Now, access to the black market would let me do things like pirate food, pirate fuel. That would all have been a good decision. All would have been very, very helpful. But for now, I'm just going to sit back on this guy, make sure this keeps launching. For some reason, I didn't start that auto launch, which is causing some problems. And I think we're going to be okay to clean this one up. We're about to eat a truly massive interest tick. And watch how much I care. Look at our debt. Look at our debt. 333,000. But guess what? Guess what? We only need 269,000 cash to end the game. So what's the better option? Do we pay the now 400,000 in order to pay down our debt so we can get access to the black market? Or do we pay like half that to just kill our opponent? I don't know. You guys do the math for me. One of them seems like a better decision to me. Now, I haven't really been playing this out very well because I've been talking too much and not actually, you know, making decisions. You can see that my optimization center I didn't use correctly. I've got 2 claims floating from when I killed an opponent, because killing an opponent, of course, gives you access to extra claims. I killed Rennie a bit too fast, realistically, and that's kind of okay. We've got carbon surplusing, which is fine because he's got electronics factories down. I don't need to worry about it. But we got our shipment down. We're launching. We're there. And we are going to take our little achievement for managing expectations. You can see food was a nice giant moneymaker all game. That's why we got into food early. It wasn't a big problem. Hey, look at our debt. Look at our interest charges. Look at how much we won the game. Don't pay debt. Seriously. You saw that when I paid debt that game, this is something I really want to point out to new players because I think it's a big mistake they make. Really, really big mistake. And it'll start punishing you at these levels of difficulty. You need to pay attention to your debt. I only got so loose with it at the end because the game was already over. And it was just a matter of time until I actually had the money together, right? But the only time I was like worried about paying debt that game was very specifically to literally have an interest tick that I was about to eat. So I was like, all right, we can pay debt now because this keeps it from getting out of control too quickly. You pretty much actually should always end the game. This is weird, but trust me on this. You should almost always end the game with your debt out of control. Because if your debt's not out of control, then you probably committed money, time, or resources to not letting that happen. And that meant you didn't develop fast enough and you ended up behind. But you don't want to go out of control in debt until that very end of the game. So the entire rest of the time up to that point, you treat debt as a tool, but it's a tool where you're on like a razor knife edge there. And you're just trying to stay on the right side of this very, very, very thin line, typically in B levels of debt or above. If you get down to C, you need to be concerned about it. You need to be worried. C is going to knock you to D. D is going to cause you to spiral out. But if you're still sitting in B, if you're still sitting in A, don't pay debt. Don't pay debt. Seriously. Just don't. Don't even worry about debt. If you're at a double A rating, debt should be the furthest thing from your mind. Too many people pressing that button. I think it causes huge, huge problems for them. Now, like I said, this mission, to beat this mission, what I would do, actually, it's not what I did this time, obviously, because scanning. I can have a whole rant about that in a different video, but anyway. I would take this guy's location. I would take Rennie's location. Right here. It's a nice, simple, robotic location. Got good access to both wind turbines and solar panels because you're up. You're up, right, on this map. You're on this map's highest level of elevation, so you're going to have the best solar panels available. You've got good geotherm right here as well, so great power, great iron. Aluminum, not very far away. You can easily take just one high aluminum mine, let that sit for the duration of the game. Silicon, not far away. Only thing you're worried about in this location is literally water. But if you want to, you can ignore water for a very long time if you have to. Potentially pick up teleportation if you're super worried about it. Let the AI handle the water while you just focus on your upgrades, especially because I don't know if this is the case for every single time, but you've got machine shops over here and you've got dry ice. So your dry ice, silicon, and aluminum, because you're going to take one of these high silicon tiles, like this guy right here or this guy right here. These are both fine. You're going to take one of those. You're going to take a high aluminum. And you're going to have access to carbon because you're on dry ice. So you can very easily make electronics and make that your moneymaker because of these machine shops up here. And also you can see that in my game, the colony expanded into offices. Offices are very nice. You're going to have to found pretty quickly to get this done, but obviously you're starting with 0 debt. So it's not really a big problem. Not a big problem at all that you've got to found immediately because we're in that scanning phase. Now, I didn't build pleasure domes this game or any nonsense like that. It was really a relatively no-nonsense game, to be honest. I just kind of made life support and then won. Honestly, as a robot, you can probably just upgrade to HQ4, make electronics to make some money, get an Offworld down, and just start launching to win. Not going to be a problem, I think, at all. Definitely something, that's how I would handle this map, having seen the whole thing. Okay, with that covered, that's managing expectations. You can see it's very doable. It's not a problem. It's going to be okay. And I gave you, hopefully, a plan that you'll be able to go for in order to complete it. Once again, I want to just go through this step by step, just to make sure, because I didn't do it this game. Iron mine with 2 steel mills on HQ1. Right here. This high iron tile, bam, 2 steel mills. Done. Just like that. And then, iron mine. 1 steel mill or 2 steel mills HQ2, and take a high aluminum tile. Basically, depending on how many claims you can get a hold of, because there are bribe claims this match. HQ3, you can just grab silicon and maybe some power. And then HQ4, just start pumping out electronics, transition, if you need to, into carbon. If iron is $1, seriously stop making iron. Like, if iron's $1 and you've got a stockpile of 600, just change your minds. That's okay. You can scrap tiles and rebuild them later. Steel, same thing. If steel is $10, all right, just don't make steel for a while. Just make carbon instead. Just make electronics instead. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. So just get that done. Get to 4, make your money, build an Offworld, and in the Offworld will likely carry you through the rest of the game, because managing expectations, not too hard. As long as your debt doesn't get out of control, as long as you are securing your stock, as I almost didn't do this game, always an important detail, you're going to be okay against the computer. All right, guys, that is going to wrap it up for managing expectations. Once again, I know a practice game some people have been struggling with. Hopefully, you've seen that it is A, doable, and B, there are going to be multiple ways to finish it. And with that, I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.